Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm reviewing LEGO Ninjago set number 70676, Lloyd's Titan Mech. This set is for ages 9 and up, it's got 876 pieces, and it retails for $80 in the US. This was released in August 2019 as part of the Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu wave. Here's the Lloyd minifigure. I actually really like their designs for Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu, and I do like the sets quite a bit as well, although I only started buying them earlier in 2020, like a year after they had come out. I like the scabbard piece he's got as well, and that headpiece first appeared in the Legacy sets, although it does have different printing here. And with all the extra stuff removed, you can see his printing better as well as his face. Here is Zane FS. This minifigure is exclusive to this set, and I really love these FS minifigures with that brand new headpiece. It's dual molded, so this one is white and translight blue, and that detailing is just incredible. Like, you can see like the seam, like where they meet each other. That's just a really cool piece, and I like all of these minifigures, although the ones included in the spinner sets are like even better in my opinion. He has that regular Zane robotic face print there, and then he does have some back head printing. Zane does come with his own Spinjitzu Tornado piece, which was new for summer 2019. And this one is light aqua mixed with translight blue. I really like that color combination. I'm glad they didn't just use something like white because it does look really cool. And I like these spinner pieces a lot more than the Legacy ones, which were already awesome. So I'm really glad that this was included in the set. You can spin Zane around pretty easily, although you don't get a launcher the way that you do in the actual Spinjitzu spinner sets. There's just a boat stud piece on the bottom, and you just have to kind of figure out how to spin him on your own. This is General Vex. I really love these like Blizzard like warrior minifigures because they have like these different colors mixed with translight blue. So those dual molded pieces are just incredible. So this one is gunmetal gray mixed with translight blue. His weapon is also supposed to be gunmetal gray mixed with translight blue, but it's very hard to see. Like, you can see a little hint of it towards the top, but it's not really as effective as like it looks on the box art and stuff. And then he does have one of those like secret scrolls of Spinjitzu there. So you can see the detailing on his armor a lot better now. And again, like that's just an awesome piece, like with the ice spikes coming out the shoulder. I'm a big fan of these minifigures. I think that they're just really cool character designs, and these new pieces were just made very well. There's a better look at his torso and face print. There is some metallic printing on the torso, which is really nice, and he does have a translight blue arm as well. And then around the back, there's his back printing. Here's the Blizzard Warrior. This figure uses the same armor pieces as General Vex, just in dark red and translight blue. They also have a dark azure katana. I really love seeing katanas in new colors, so I'm very happy about that. I really like the face printing on this figure as well, with that like one like icy side of the face. And then around the back you can see he does have an alternate face as well. This is the Blizzard Swordmaster. He has just the same torso print as General Vex, so we're not going to take a look at his back printing. This is my least favorite variation of the Warriors. He does have a cool cape and hat, but I just really prefer the armored look. His head is a translight blue though, it's not a solid color, and he does have some back head printing as well. And here's the Blizzard Archer. He has the same torso print and head print as the Blizzard Warrior, and he just has that typical crossbow piece. This is a nice armor piece to see in translight blue. The only build that you get in the set is Zane's Titan Mech, and this thing looks really nice, like on display. I actually bought this set because I saw it on display in the Paris Lego store, and I thought that it just looked like a really beautiful build. Otherwise, I wouldn't have considered getting it. I am glad I got it though, because again, like that design, like with the whole samurai look, is very unique to Ninjago, I think. We haven't really seen a mech design like this before. All right, so starting from the bottom, you can see the feet do have some stickers on them, and they're quite long. Like, they aren't as wide as I expected them to be, but they are very long. And so I do like the design of the feet, but probably one of my favorite parts of the set are the designs of the legs. So you have like this really nice shaping, like it looks like actual like muscle kind of, which is really interesting. Again, like I said, I don't think we've seen a mech design like this before. And you've got like these samurai hat pieces. Around the back, you've also got like these small BB-9E heads used as like booster rockets almost. So I really like that detail on the back as well, although there's not much else detail for the back of the legs. You've got these gold ingot pieces on the sides, and then just a bunch of sand green on the thighs. And I really love how they used like these angled pieces from Nexonites, and they fit perfectly into like the angled part below the stomach. So I really just like all of that like angled shaping right there in the middle of the mech. Moving up to the torso, you've got some more ingot pieces, and I do like the detail like made with these 1x1 pieces with clips. You've also got some Hero Factory wings in there that shape the cockpit up really nicely, and this like kind of car spoiler piece is a sticker. For the arms, they're pretty basic. There's not much to say, although they do use these wheel pieces, which is interesting. Just an interesting design choice. One arm holds a sword, the other one has like this chainsaw, or not chainsaw, but just like this like blade piece. So we'll take a closer look at the articulation and functions in just a minute. The cockpit area is really nice as well. You've got these awesome like kind of shoulder pad pieces. That's actually a print up there. Those aren't stickers. These are stickers, but these are prints. So again, that's just an interesting design choice, and you can kind of adjust those so that they will like move out of the way with the arms. I'm also happy that those are so adjustable, because then you don't need to worry about them restricting arm movement. And then the helmet up here, this is like why I say it's more samurai inspired, because this definitely looks like a samurai's helmet. And I like the use of the dragon hilt pieces up here. There are stickers on the sides, and this can just be lifted out of the way to get you access to the cockpit. Okay, so inside the cockpit, you do have quite a bit of detail. So you have like these printed pieces set like down in there, and then like a nice like tan colored chair for Lloyd to sit in. It is pretty deep. I wasn't expecting the cockpit to be like quite that deep. But yeah, that's pretty much it for cockpit detail. And you can sit Lloyd in there pretty easily. You do have to remove his sword, the one that he's holding, but not the one from his back, which is very nice. So I'm really glad about that he fits even with that sword still attached in its scabbard. And then that's just like a really nice protected look. So you do have these giant wings around the back made using like these neon transparent green pieces. This is actually part of a big play feature, because you can actually just remove this entire assembly from the back, and that becomes a separate vehicle. So we're going to look at this in a second after we finished up with the mech. But with that piece removed, there's still some nice detailing on the back, like having like these, again, Nexonites tile pieces and everything, and then the sand green tiles. I wouldn't have expected that on the back of this mech, but it is some very nice detail. All right, so now it's time to get into articulation, which is sadly my least favorite part of this build. You can see that it's like bending forwards right now just because of the way that the feet are constructed. We'll talk about that more in a second, but the first thing I want to talk about is the legs. So at the hips, you can see that you have like these joints over here that allow you to splay the legs out. That's a great feature. Now, the problem with that is that this mech can't stand up. So once you've splayed the legs once, it's like very easy for it to just completely like do the splits and fall over. And it won't really stay the way you want it to, which is a huge problem for me. You can move the legs backwards and forwards though, which is nice for a mech of this size, because some other big Lego mechs can't do that. So you can bring it into more of a walking pose. Now, the next problem is down at the feet. So the issue with the feet is that you can't move the feet like forwards and back. They only move side to side. That's a huge problem for me, because you have all of these pieces blocking them. I understand that that's to keep the mech more stable, and it is easy to remove those pieces, but it just means that you can't get this thing into like a very good walking pose. Between the weak hips and then the fact that the feet won't move, like you can see, like if I try putting it in a walking pose, the entire thing just falls to the ground. There are no knee joints on this mech either, and just a lot of parts of it feel very weak to me. So I already said the hips feel pretty weak, which isn't a good thing considering like how many joints are in there. But the other thing that feels really weak is this section. You can see I can flex this entire thing. That's not supposed to move. That's supposed to be pretty secure. So I don't really like that I can just like it's really easy to flex it. That's not good to me. And again, just like the articulation on the legs was insanely disappointing. Like when I built this set, I was like, really? Like the legs can't even stand up properly? The arms have a pretty normal range of motion. There's like a ball and socket joint up there, so you can move this pretty much wherever you want. Then you can move like the elbow in and out and then up and down, because that is just another ball joint. And again, that moves really well with that wheel piece over there. This sword isn't actually held by the fingers. It just slips into that Technic axle and then the fingers just hold it in place. I really like it when LEGO does that because it just keeps the swords more stable. And you can get this thing into like a pretty good like slashing position. So I do really like that because it's super easy to move the arms, and I'm very pleased with that arm articulation, even though I just pulled the sword out of the hand. The other arm has the exact same amount of articulation, although you do have a play feature here. So it has a hand as well. You can put whatever you want in that hand, including the sword in this one if you want. But the play feature is down here. You can just spin this gear and then it'll like spin up that blade. I really like seeing features like that. I like it when hands are slightly different, but not like super different. Like I wouldn't have been happy if this didn't have fingers and if it was just like a gun arm or just like a blade arm, but that works really well. And it's very natural. Like it's in a really natural place while you're playing with this thing to just be able to spin that blade. I mean, you can't really get this mech in like cool and interesting poses because the legs are so weak that like, again, like it won't balance on one leg. Like I showed you, it can barely walk. The best that you can do is probably just like splaying the legs a little bit, but even that can lead it to just fall. Like you can see like it's already spreading, and there it goes. So here's the flyer that we pulled off. You do just need to rotate these wing pieces over, and I really love the look of this. I really like these wings, like the white and then the trans like neon green, as well as like the old spinner crown pieces around the turbines. I just really love that detail. These are on ball joints, so you can like pull them in, you can push them out, you can rotate them however you want. And that's some great articulation for something this small. There is a little seat to put Lloyd or Zane if you wanted, I guess, right there. And I really like this detail. This is like, I don't know, to me, it's like a little like missile targeting system. You have this stickered piece in the front, and then as you can see, you do have these long spring-loaded missiles right here, and those shoot out pretty well, and now I've just lost those. Other than that, you have some katanas up front, as well as like some pipe details. This confused me a lot, because to me, like, exhaust pipes should be at the back of a vehicle, but over here, there's like a little Technic gear at the back. So this is the front, this is the back. It's just kind of strange to me, and so I often end up firing the missiles by accident because I think I'm grabbing it from the right direction when it's really the wrong direction. On the bottom, that's where it plugs onto the actual mech, and then you have more of those like little thruster pieces over here, and you can adjust those however you want. Here are the extra pieces for this set. You have a lot of weapons, and then it's really nice that you get all of like the forbidden scrolls because they all just come on this one plastic sheet. So I'm really glad that LEGO kind of like gives everyone all of the scrolls when you buy a set with just one of them. Here's the box for this set. You don't usually see boxes this tall for an $80 one. And there's the back. I do really like the art on the left corner of all of the ninja in their forbidden spinjitzu forms. Here's the instruction manual for this set. It's kind of squarish, which I wasn't expecting. And then at the back, you do have some ads for the other sets. I really like this art. That's for the fire sets, except with one ice one. And then you don't have any other ads. I thought that there were more, but I guess not. I'm really missing that spread because usually they have like a massive spread of both the fire and ice ones, and that's really cool. So I still really like the look of this set. I just can't get over its faults. It's beautifully designed, but it's just not functional. And for a 9+ set, this should really be playable. If I was a kid and I was trying to play with this mech and it just kept falling over and doing the splits, I would get really annoyed really fast. It does have some great features, like with the arms, that articulation is great, with the blade and then the sword, and then you do have that detachable flyer that I've put Zane on, and you do have a bunch of minifigures for it to fight. I just don't think it's worth $80. This would be better at $70 for me, but it would be even better if they had just fixed like the leg problem. And again, that's not something I was expecting. LEGO has made better mechs than this. Like even the Hulkbuster, that one had like kind of weak legs, but it had rubber tires in the feet so that it wouldn't like do the splits the way that this one does. That set came out in 2018. This one was in 2019. I don't understand why they couldn't have put rubber tires in this one's feet, because that would have fixed the splits problem. So that's pretty disappointing to me when you know that they could have done better. So I wouldn't recommend getting this. I mean, I'm sure it's hard to find now, but I wouldn't recommend getting it if you're trying to play with it. If you just want it to like sit pretty on a shelf, then yeah, it's fine. But overall, I'm pretty disappointed in this, and this is a set that I had been pretty excited for. So yeah, not great, but I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. So that's it for today. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys with more videos soon. Bye for now.